Welcome everybody to LA Times. We appreciate you joining in. Please take a second to hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe. Today on the show, we have Sonny Boy Acosta from the Streets Ain't Loyal podcast. We have Big Joe, the co-host, my co-host and longtime friend, movie producer, and we have Cholo Trucker, Eduardo, also from the Cholo Boxing podcast. What's up, fellas?
What's up, man? How you doing, Paul, Sonny, Ed?
Keep it between them lines. Keep it between them lines.
Yeah, man. You know, we just want to take a second to thank you guys for tapping in, man. Like every week we get together, you know, me and Joe, we have different YouTubers on. Usually Sonny's here and somebody else. So we really thank you, Cholo Trucker. It's your first time on the show. And we really want you to follow all these guys. The description down below, you're going to see all their links to go and subscribe, like, watch their videos, all right? So today, we're going to be talking about the Duke of Earl. The Duke of Earl, man. That's a legendary movie. We all love. Every one of us love that movie.
Oh, yeah.
So, as we go, let's give it to Joe to start the conversation.
Man, I just want to say that the Duke of Earl, I grew up with that, watching that movie. And it was like really like inspirational, but you know, about God, but it was about the barrio, and I could relate to everything that was in that movie, you know. And man, just like I said, to me, it was just one of the classics, one of the top three, you know, in my life, you know. And I was just like grateful to be able to talk to Pastor Vince, which was Cisco in the movie Duke of Earl. Me and you, Paul, we were blessed to be able to interview him before, and you know, and we're looking forward to in the future talking with his wife too, Shy Girl, from the Duke of Earl, and it's a trip like to be able to stay in contact with like Indio, was the actor that played Indio in the movie Duke of Earl, being able just to talk to him, and now through social media. And him sharing pictures from like behind the scenes to back then, man, it's just a trip, man. It's a trip. It's like a dream come true, you know, like as far as movies are concerned and stuff, because like I said, that's inspirational.
Me with the Duke of Earl, there's two parts to it with me. One is there was a poster when I was a kid when it first came out, and it had what's the main character's name? I forget his name. Duke. Brain fart. All right, that's what happens when you run around with Joe with the skinny jeans. Okay. There was a poster that they put out, and it showed Duke swinging a sledgehammer, about to hit this guy in the head with it. It was actual poster of Duke of Earl, and they had a bunch of fight scenes, but Duke was hitting some guy with a sledgehammer, and he got his bandana all the way down his eyes. And I was like, man, that's captivating me. I was like, oh, all right, that's the way I want to be when I get older. So I seen the movie. And when I seen the movie, it made a lot of sense to me towards the end when he was saved. Like I said, I'm not a real religious person, I do believe. But it had a good story. It changed. Like I said, a lot of those gang movies, they start with good intentions, but it doesn't always end with the good intentions. It glorifies things. And the Duke of Earl was one of those movies that didn't glorify it. It started like it was going to glorify it, and it ended on a positive note. And that's one of the best things I remember about Duke of Earl.
Yeah, you know, I first watched that movie when I was probably about 9 years old, man. And man, I'll tell you this, the impact that movie has had, when you watch the movie, you know, it looks like a low budget, shot with like a home video camera and stuff like that, man. And the impact that it's had with the quality that it was shot with, I mean, that right there says something about the movie, because, you know, you turn that movie on, you know, and you see the quality of it, and you're just like, what, this is bad quality, man. But it really caught my eye. And I know it's a victory outreach movie and God, and I've always been a believer in everything. Haven't always walked that line though. And I caught the message, but what really caught me, man, were the characters. I mean, I was really in love with the characters, man. And I just want to go ahead and tell everybody, if you guys have not seen the interview that Paul and Joe did with, what's his name, Vince?
Cisco.
Who played Cisco, you guys got to go check that out, man. I enjoyed the heck out of that interview. Great job by you guys, man. And he's a very, you know, in real life, man, just seeing that interview, he's a very inspirational guy. And that you know, that was a great interview, but just great movie. And man, I love the heck out of it, man. And all the just different, you know, scenes and everything like that, how everyone interacted with each other in the movie. I loved it. I loved it, man.
Yeah, thank you for that positive feedback. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll put the link in the bottom to that interview. You guys could check it out later.
Yeah,
So everybody, go ahead.
Just saying that, you know, Paul, I need a raise.
Órale. From 0 to 0.
Hey, pay Joe?
Oh, hey, Sonny. Well, hey, I'm here because the check cleared, homie.
Oh, man. Hey, you gonna be dirty. Wow.
Wow.
Hey, but honestly, doing that interview with Pastor Vince, man, like I said, watch it because that interview was just phenomenal for me. You know what I mean? Eye opener. You know, him talking about the behind the scenes stuff that we never knew, and that was like really like once in a lifetime type thing.
Yeah, we got to ask him all the stuff we always wanted to know. All the
Exactly.
stuff we always wanted to know. So, guys, there's a lot of funny scenes in that movie. A lot of funny things. I want every one of you guys, if you can, remember who was your favorite character in the movie and what were your favorite just lines, bro. Go ahead. Start with you, Eduardo.
All right, man. So my favorite character was Cisco. Honestly, man, I loved Cisco, man. He was my favorite character in it. Like, he was just down to ride, homie. You know, a lot of funny things in that movie, man. One of the things is, you guys remember when Cisco had left Shy Girl for Robin, and they're at the burger joint right there in Islos,
Right.
and he's kicking it by himself with Robin and Shy Girl. I never understood that, homie. You're kicking it with your lady and your ex-lady who you left for the hyena that you're with. I'm like, why would you put yourself in that predicament, homie? You're there kicking it with your ex-lady and your lady. What's going on right there, man?
I know a lot of pretty boys that do that exact thing. I got a pretty boy homeboy. He had living with his wife in one apartment and a duplex with his ex, with his kid. So I've seen that with the pretty boys. They can do that. You know, we can't do it. Other people like me can't do that.
Eduardo, Joe, how did we miss that question, bro? I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, me either. Yeah, I didn't think about that one either. But you got to remember, like in those times, remember that, like with Shy Girl, the character in the movie, she was so in love with Cisco, and she just wanted to be with Cisco that she was willing to do whatever. You know what I mean? Like what, just to get his love back. You know what I mean? And like having to like fight over him with Robin, you know, and to throw down with her to try to win him. You know what I mean? Like if she would have won the fight, I mean, not like he was gonna go back with Shy Girl, you know, over that. But yeah,
Right.
that is, yeah. You gotta remember back in those times too, like guy, but Sonny Boy just said, like the pretty boy, he was like the shot caller in that relationship, you know what I mean? And so yeah, that was like, but yeah, I never thought about that question.
I think Sonny Boy is talking from experience, man. He was having the hyenas like that, man. No, you know what? One of the things in the movie, man, is a saying that not too many people really caught on to, because there's a lot of commotion going around. When Duke got out and he's going to kick it with all the homies for the first time, Gata says, "Yeah, come on, Duke. Didn't you come here to get down or what?" And you hear everybody like, yeah. But Duke says something. He tells her, "Didn't I tell you to shut up?" when I say toilet paper, then you roll out. Hey, man, I've been saying that saying ever since, man. I've been saying that saying ever since, man. But a lot of people missed that one. They didn't really catch that one. You gotta check that part out, man.
Yeah, or Joe, man, tell us the GED part, bro.
Yeah. He goes, yeah, you know when I was in the Torcida, I got my GED. You got it right here in the brain. It said,
yeah. It was Wino challenging on him, man. He's all like, "Whoa, what's a GED, man?" That's when he got it right here in the brain. Wino's all like, he probably stole it, eh? Well, it was in that same scene where Duke said, "When I say toilet paper, then he does the whole little dance. Then you roll out, man." But you know, what I say my favorite character is Cisco, but man, you gotta love Wino.
Yeah,
you gotta love Wino, man. Wino, and you know the thing about Wino, because I've shown that movie to my kids as well, and they love Wino as well. The thing about Wino is that he's never really trying to hurt anybody. Homeboy's just trying to get loaded. He's just trying to get drunk. But yeah, he's the one that always gets messed with, man. If you guys remember, he's the one that gets jumped. He's the one that gets killed. And all he really wants to do, he's just marching around, just looking for some more pistol, man.
Yeah. He was the innocent one. Yeah. Innocent one. And Crow was the one that was trying to challenge Duke when he got out. I mean, he told him, he goes, "You're going to take this body or am I going to take it?" And bam, he got slapped, dog. Just like that. You know what I mean? He had his answer.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking, bro? Just on the, we know both of them, but I was thinking last night when we were planning to do this little thing on Duke of Earl, Cisco looks nothing like Duke. Huh?
No.
It's gonna be like stepbrothers or something in the movie, bro. Totally different, bro.
The mailman's baby.
But yeah, a funny part though is that Cisco, from then to now, man, he looks the same. You know what I mean? He just has a little bit of the white hair, but he looks the same, man.
Yeah, he's aged gracefully, brother.
Yeah.
So Joe, you didn't say who your character was in Best Line, brother.
Man, it's I got two, which is gonna be Duke and Cisco. Those two characters. And the best line is when he's telling when Duke gets home and he's telling Shy Girl, no, he's telling Gata, he says, he goes, "Yeah, man, I heard when I was locked up that you're out here doing all kinds of vatos, all kinds of dudes." He goes, "I heard you out here with Feo, Conejo, Chili Willy." Like he's just naming off all these dudes, you know what I mean? And she's like, "Yeah, I was kissing him and stuff, but I didn't do nothing with them, Duke. I wouldn't do that to you. You know I love you." And then but they have that little argument, but he goes, "Did you get your welfare check yet?" Yeah, he was all in it for the feria, you know what I mean? He was in it for his feria.
Oh, that's a good one, Joe. I forgot about that one. The welfare check.
Yeah.
Kisses and hugs.
He gets paid that and a whole lot of loving.
In that same scene, man, when he's naming off all these vatos and everything, and she's over here saying like, you know what? I was thinking about you the entire time, how everything just becomes cool and everything's all like, what? You mean when you're over there with those other guys, you're thinking about me? Like,
that makes
I guess that makes it all right, man. I guess it makes it all right.
Yeah. She wasn't spreading the COVID, so it's okay.
Oh, Sonny, best character, man.
Gotta be Duke. And it's because I could identify with him, but it wasn't that he said anything. It was that little dance he did when he paroled.
Oh, yeah.
He's walking down Central Charlie. Well, back then it was Brooklyn. But that I can identify the way he felt when he got out.
Wow.
Yeah, walking down the street, man, dancing, got his shirt on his arm and everything, feeling it, and everyone's just tripping out on him, man. But he was doing his little freedom victory dance, man.
Yeah, I could relate to that. So that was probably my favorite scene.
Yeah, and then if you guys hear the interview, the thing that got to me too was that Pastor Ed, who wrote it and produced it and put everybody for their parts. Like, you know what? I don't think. Let's say I just made that movie, but I excluded Jesus. I think the powerful impact that they weren't scared to share their faith in this movie, that it did have Jesus, I think it made it that much more powerful. Because in the Chicano culture, Jesus is a big part, whether you're a Catholic or Christian, Jesus is a big part of everybody's life. And it was cool for us to see somebody that they're not ashamed, like nowadays, you know, people don't want you saying that name. But I don't think it would have been as powerful without, you know, Jesus mentioned in that movie. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's absolutely right. It was because in the whole movie was powerful because they're talking about being locked up and not having nobody come, you know, visit you or be there for you. Then when you get out, like you see that your lady was with all these dudes, you know what I mean? There was no loyalty there. And then your brother's out there alone trying to handle business, taking care of the neighborhood. Your grandma's stressed out, you know what I mean? Telling you that she's worried about you, that she don't want you or your brother to get caught up in the mess, you know. And then your own homeboys are challenging you because they want to take over and run things, you know. And then later on in the story, you wind up um, getting shanked from your own brother, you know what I mean? Because you step in the middle because you're battling in your heart that you don't want to be up against these guys. But Indio on the other side of the body was over there just challenging you and doing all this stuff. Then they wind up killing Wino, you know what I mean? One of the innocent guys that never heard a fly. Um, but you know, all this stuff just piling and piling on you. Then you're over there when they come and they fight with you at the store, and then they hit the pastor in the mouth, you know what I mean? Because he got in the middle and he's telling him, hey, you know what I mean? Like Jesus loves you, you know, he loves you, he loves 18th Street, he loves and you know, he's explaining everything, but the whole story comes to the full circle that Jesus loves you. You know what I mean? He died on the cross for you, and you don't have to be doing this because Jesus loves all of you. You know, and so all that just torments Duke in his mind. You know what I mean? That man, what am I doing? You know what I mean? I need to change. I need to do something different because this is a vicious circle, and all I'm gonna wind up doing is getting locked up again, or whatever. You know, so yeah, I think
Oh,
God's the glue to that whole movie.
I agree. And when you were saying all that backstabbing in the hood, bro, thoughts are coming to my mind, all that PTSD, bro. I was like, oh man, if you forget, bro, all this stuff, all the politics, everything, bro. But
Yeah.
in closing, guys, starting with Sonny, you guys, last thoughts on the Duke of Earl, part 1.
I think the best part was the fact that you seen Duke. You had a certain respect for him. He had been in the system. He had been around, but at the same time, you can see the kid in him. Especially when he talks about Wino, he talks about Wino getting killed. He's like, Wino never hurt nobody, and you can see the burden on his chest.
Wow.
I think that was the best part of the movie. It's when you can actually see 2 parts of Duke, which was that he was a gangbanger, he was fully about it, but at the same time, he was still a kid.
Wow.
His mentality was still a kid. And,
Wow.
And the burden hit on him hard. So,
Joe?
Yeah, that like I said, to all the viewers out there that are watching this, watch our interview we did with Cisco about the Duke of Earl. And I think it was one of his first interviews he's ever done about the movie The Duke of Earl. And it's just a lot of backstory, a lot of like behind the scenes stuff that he revealed to us. That was like eye-opening for me, you know what I mean? And to be able to ask him all these questions. But the movie was just, you know, I didn't find out till later on that Pastor Ed Morales is actually related to me. He's my mom's cousin. And I never knew that, you know, growing up. I barely found out about this like a couple of years ago. But just the movie's fantastic, man. All my kids have watched it. You know, I mean, they didn't want to because they don't know about that life, you know what I mean? But I wanted them to watch it for the spiritual part of it, you know what I mean? And at the end of it, they really enjoyed it, you know. They had a million questions about the body and stuff like that, but like as a movie, they really enjoyed it.
Eduardo?
Yeah, I want to go ahead and focus, man, on something that's very powerful that probably gets a little bit overlooked, and that is the story with Robin. You know, the white girl and the abuse that she faces, and that happens a lot. It happens a lot in our communities and stuff like that. I know in the movie it's supposed to be, you know, the white people and stuff like that, but it happens with us too, man. you don't have a solid home. So you head out to the streets. Somebody shows you a little bit of love, and next thing you know, man, you get caught up in the mix. So I think throwing some focus on her story in the movie, it relates with a lot of what really goes on, man. If the home is unstable, if you're not really getting love from home and everything, it's not a lot of people, a lot of kids, man, end up going to the streets.
Yeah, great wisdom, guys. Great wisdom. Duke of Earl, great movie. You guys go out and watch it, search it. I would really say, if you can, buy it from the Victory Outreach guys, because it goes back, because they're always giving back to the communities. So you guys follow Sonny on the Streets Ain't Loyal podcast on YouTube. Follow Eduardo on Cholo Trucker and Cholo Boxing. He talks about all the upcoming boxing stuff. And also from me and my co-host Joe, we just want to say thank you. Look to the descriptions for everybody's links. Give a thumbs up. It helps us spread the word. God bless you.